Dear friends, welcome back to the channel and another video in Microsoft Flight Simulator 2024. As you probably have heard and know that Aerosoft released their Airbus A340-600 and that's what we will be flying today. We'll talk about the aircraft. There are a lot of reviews. There are some reviews from certain YouTubers that says this aircraft is fantastic, all great, but I also have some concerns and some things that I don't like about this aircraft that we will discuss. That's not really discussed by these people widely, and just only pointing to the good parts of the aircraft. Yeah, it's good, but there are also things that can be better, and we will talk about those as I remember them once we get the flight ready and start flying. I'll try to point them as we come across them, but I am not going to do this as a review video. We are just going to do a full flight from Frankfurt to Dubai. We are currently parked at gate P26 and we have roughly 45 minutes to an hour for our departure. So let's get into the cockpit and get the aircraft prepared for departure. Come to the cockpit of the A340-600. We are currently in a GPU on state where irises are not aligned but aircraft is powered on, and we are ready to align the irises and start planning our flight and doing what we need to do to get the aircraft prepared for departure. Right off the bat, the cockpit textures are okay, but in my opinion they look a little bit cartoonish, plasticky. I don't know if it's the PBR materials or ambient occlusion, whatever it is, I kind of find it a little bit cartoonish, and I think this can use an improvement to make it look better. And also the lighting, the floodlights are cranked up all the way and they are a little bit too intense in my opinion. Let's crank them down and you will see. That was the integral lighting, I guess. Yeah. So they are too bright and they shouldn't be cranked all the way up like this. But let's take the captain's seat. We'll talk about the other things as we come across, and let's prepare the aircraft slowly for departure. First thing first, we are gonna go to the EFP. Not too bad EFP, it's functional, but I think the interface is a little bit dated. There are better EFPs out there that we have seen from Phoenix, from Builds. Their EFP is maybe not as good as Phoenix's EFP, but it's really great visually and it's very user friendly. I did not find this very user friendly in my opinion. And then also the external power AMB, you see they are on and available, but if we go to the outside view, there are no GPU units or ground power connected to the aircraft via the apron or by these generators that we have seen in many aircraft now, that they have simulated GPU units outside even with their own sounds and whatnot. So this is missing and is an immersion breaker for me. And then the chocks, they are set on. Luckily GSX is giving us chocks, so and there are no wheel chocks except the front wheel, I believe, that we can see from this view. Maybe I need to get closer, but that's the other thing. So these are just there. They are programmed, but they are not visually represented in the sim, which is again a shame for an aircraft that claims to be a high fidelity aircraft on par with the others. It's not from that perspective. Anyway, let's get our SimBrief OFP downloaded and set payload and fuel to SimBrief. So the SimBrief fuel and payload will be imported also, but it's also confusing as well. I'll talk about that once we have the OFP downloaded, which takes a while. If you look at here, our block fuel is 59 tons, 59.8 tons. If we go to the weight and balance, that doesn't match. Fuel on board is showing 60,000 kilograms. Passenger quantity is 428. Our OFP says we have, let's go down. 384 passengers, so nothing matches until I figured this the hard way and tried to find out like what's causing this. Until you go into the FMC. So let's just use this one. Go to ATSU, AOC, and request a flight initialization. Once you do this, let's wait until this screen is filled with the information we have from SimBrief, which again takes some time. Maybe it's just simulated with real life in mind. There we go. And if we go back to the EFB and check the weight and balance, everything is now fixed and it matches our SimBrief. So that's what you need to do, and this page will not apply anything until you do this. And if you do apply the values, it's going to apply what we have seen here before we initialize the flight using the MCDU. Again, I don't think this is accurate. I don't think this is how data link is simulated, but maybe it's a bug that they will fix later down the road. So now our weight and cargo and payload has been loaded to the aircraft. We can simply like go ahead and prepare the aircraft and push back and be out of here. GSX integration is not there. There is nothing you can do with GSX. It's actually, I tried and it's really not pleasing and rather frustrating to use GSX with this aircraft. So there is no integration, unfortunately. That's why we are not going to use GSX for boarding or refueling or catering service. We are just going to use it for pushback. And that has some issues too that I will talk about once we get there. From here, one more thing, the Navigraph integration. The charts, this is a meh application or integration of Navigraph charts into the EFB. It's rather slow, and to pull a chart, you have to type in the airport's ICAO code here, enter, it will bring the charts, but you don't have an option to pin these charts. So there is no pinning option. There's recent charts here that you can go back and find what you have done. That kind of works like pinning, but it's not very convenient or as convenient as pinning the charts that we have seen in other EFBs from other developers. That's our routing displayed. And you see how slow this is. I'm not sure if it's the integration of Navigraph API or whatever it is. This is rather slow. According to our flight plan though, our departure, while we are here, let's just pick the chart, is expected to be Cindy 8 Sierra. So let's take a look at the SID. And let's look for, and this will scroll an entire page. This will scroll one by one. And what we are looking for is Cindy 8 Sierra. This guy here. And it will show up in the recent charts. And then we will do the airport and taxi chart also, just to have it there, this one. And we will leave it at this for now. Let's get the aircraft prepared. We'll do the overhead. There is some stutters. The performance is not great. I can put my FPS values there for you guys to see the FPS I'm getting. And this is not ultra settings. I have custom settings. Some of them are mostly at high, some of them are at ultra. And with that, I am getting 40-45 frames per second with this aircraft. You will see here in a second. So it's showing say 65-71 now, but once we get on way, it drops significantly. So let's just keep an eye on it for now. All right, let's test the engine fire and APU fire. And there is a very comprehensive checklist if you want to follow. We are not going to do that with this. I have a downloaded checklist that's a bit more simplistic than that. I will be using that to do the checklists after we do our flows. Okay, we have done the fire tests. Let's go ahead and start aligning our IRS switches. And I was reading and watching some videos about A340-600, and a video I watched was saying that you have to wait until the OMDB light extinguishes before you can turn on the next IRS switch. I'm not sure if this is true, so if you know it's like that in real life, please let me know in the comments. I would like to know if this is the true behavior and if this is how you should operate the IRS switches in this aircraft. We'll go down there, ground control will turn on. Crew supply is already turned on because we're on a GPU on state. Nav and nav logo lights can go to 1. Emergency exit lights can be armed because we have refueled the aircraft very quickly. In seconds, instantly, we can turn on the signs. From there, we'll go and start programming our MCDU for flight. Init A and Init B pages are filled once you request the flight initialization from the AOC menu. I'm not sure if this is the correct behavior, but they are there. This is following the SimBrief weights and balances values. They are carried over here. CG is showing 25.1, and if we go there, displayed, we have it right here, 0 fuel weight CG 25.1. So we will not bother with this. One thing we need to do, because we are using Beyond ATC for ATC simulation, we will go ahead and listen to the ADIS and set our QNH before we program the flight, and we have to request our clearance to learn our departure to see if we are going to get the planned departure. So ADIS frequency 118.730. It's the ADIS, and then from there we will clearance is 122.35.
Departing runway
0.035.
Transition level 050. Advise on initial contact you have information India.
Information India.
Frankfurt Main Airport information India. 1026 Zulu. Wind 260 at 4. Visibility 10 miles or more. View clouds at 2,700. Ceiling 4,500 overcast. Temperature 08. Dew point 01. QNH1016. Landing runways 25 right, 25 left. Departing runways 18, 25 center. Transition level 050. Advise on initial contact you have information India.
I think I got what I need from the ADIS. So
Lufthansa 9 Charlie Hotel. Ready to pick up
information India, winds 260 at 4, temperature is 8 degrees, QNH 1016. I'm gonna change one setting here.
Walk 4032.
The what's it here?
Boca 3 Mike departure. Squawk 4032. Lufthansa 9 Charlie Hotel.
The Q, the altimeters, the barometric, the altimeter settings to be synced, because I don't want to do it 3 times as the only pilot in the cockpit. And that's what I'm looking for
We'll contact ground
here.
121.855 when ready for pushback or engine start. Lufthansa 9 Charlie Hotel. Have a good day.
It's just weird. It's that setting. See, that's one of the problems. There is no like settings. I am trying to find where I am going to select so that the altimeters are synced. I changed the sounds a little bit. We can play with those once we are ready to start the engines to see if they are gonna change. Okay, sync barometric settings there. So this is what I wanted. We will keep this at the OFP if we need to check anything, and we will continue with programming our FMC, or do in this case. So, and the QNH, let's set that to 1016. That's what the value was. It should sync everything. Information India is current. Let's ask our clearance.
Lufthansa 86
Delivery.
Romeo, on our way to Berlin-Brandenburg Airport.
It is left on the
Lufthansa
overhead.
86 Romeo, Frankfurt delivery. Expect runway
This is looking
25
good.
center. Towback 3 Whiskey departure. Walk 1000. Towback 3 Whiskey departure. Walk 1000. Lufthansa 86 Romeo. Lufthansa 86 Romeo, readback correct. Contact ground 121.855 when ready for pushback or engine start. We'll contact ground 121.855 when ready for pushback or engine start.
And waiting
Lufthansa
for the
86
channel to
Romeo,
become available
thanks.
so that we can contact delivery. Frankfurt delivery. Good morning. Lufthansa 630 Heavy with Information India on board. We are currently parked at stand B26 and requesting IFR clearance to Dubai.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy, Frankfurt delivery, thanks for India. Expect runway 18, Cindy 8 Sierra departure. Walk 2433.
Cindy 8 Sierra departure. Squawk 2433. Lufthansa 630 Heavy.
We got the departure that we were
Lufthansa
expecting.
630 Heavy, readback correct. Contact ground 121.755 when ready for pushback or engine start.
8, Cindy 8 Sierra departure.
Ground
Insert this.
121.755 when ready for pushback or engine start. Lufthansa 630 Heavy.
Should take care of tuning the ground frequency for pushback clearance. The arrival, we are gonna pre-program it for what we got from SimBrief, and that was, let's see here, about 4 Delta to runway 30 left. If this changes, we will change it. We'll do an ILS to 30 left. The Uteba 4 Delta arrival. Any wires?
Condor 2198 Heavy.
Let's see
Continue taxi.
here.
Continue taxi, Condor 2198 Heavy.
They're slow scrolling, but we will get there. I don't think we have any wires. Tab. That's it. Leave it at this. Insert this, and that's our flight plan done. We know the runway, we know the QNH, temperature is 8 degrees, and the wind information should be carried to the EFB for takeoff performance, which we can calculate now. We are departing runway 18, 260 at 6, 260 at 4. So it's slightly different. Which you can do is we can correct that, and the way you fix this is you click on each side of the slash to delete and enter. It's not gonna let you enter anything without deleting anything, so that's another non-user friendly option here with the EFP and calculations. Air conditioning will be on. Well, let's keep them off. We'll remember to turn them off, and let's compute this. So 1F flex 70, 166, 166, 172, and the trim is up 2.6. So another interesting thing. So if we look at the performance, and if we say uplink the takeoff data, request it, this should carry it from the EFB, but see what happens here. Takes time. This is aligned.
Condor 2198 Heavy.
Flaps 3.
Contact Frankfurt Tower 124
We have
855.
config 1.
Have a
Up
good day.
2.6 is correct, but flaps 3 is not. So that's a bug.
Tower 12 for
That
decimal
needs fixed.
855. Condor 2198 Heavy.
You can insert the uplink and then correct it, and we will talk about this. Look at this piece: 157, 157, 163, 166, 166, 172. So no, I mean the uplink is also bugged too. 157 might work because we have a range from 138 to 166, but the other two, we rotate and me2 speeds, are completely incorrect. So 166. So let's correct this too. Transition altitude 5000, thrust reduction 1500 above, flex temperature is F70. You have to put the F, otherwise it's not gonna accept it. Maybe it's true to life and that's how this aircraft behaves, but the performance data uplink is also not working, which is a shame. I hope they fix it. The other thing is, we are now ready to accept the aircraft for service, which we should have done earlier, and we would like to check the hydraulic quantities. Looking okay. Let's check the AC. Do we have the APU page showing the APU oil quantity? No, it does not. Can we cheat? And no, we cannot. Maybe we can by turning the APU master on. Is it gonna give us any information?
All aircraft be advised information Juliet now current. QNH1016.
But not the hydraulic quantity or oil quantity, I'm sorry. It's not in here. It's not in here. I don't recall or remember if it was elsewhere. If you do, please let me know, because I was not able to find this. That's cabin pressure, mid-air system, and engine. So we don't have the engine displays. You have to turn the FADEC on to display those, but once I do that, I am not able to turn off the FADEC. It's gonna remain on even if I press the buttons to turn it off. It's bugged. Because of that, I'm not gonna do that, and I'm gonna turn the ignition to ignition start, and that's gonna display the oil quantities. Looking good. Finally, we will clear this and then hit clear and then recall. Recall status says normal, so we're good for this. The last thing is to figure out our initial climb, because we are not given an initial climb altitude by the ATC. So if we go to the charts, pull the departure chart, it should display the initial climb clearance somewhere here. Initial climb clearance 4000, so that's what we are gonna set in our MCP. That is done. Now we can start the APU. After the APU is up and running, we can request pushback. We can go through the checklist if you guys are interested, but this is very long. Load sheet, like the others, you don't receive a message from AOC. From to add to AOC menu, there are no messages. That sends you the load sheet you can accept. There is weather, you can request weather information from ATIST. Let's see if we will get the METAR. If we don't, it's not working. Don't have forecast. If we go to the performance, climb, cruise, descent, there is no forecast available to uplink in terms of climb winds, descent winds, cruise winds, that kind of thing, like many other aircraft do have. Sure if this is something that was not meant to be there and it was provided by others as a convenience feature, but I thought we should have the wind information. Maybe it's automatic loading, I don't know. Don't see any wind data here.
Lufthansa 272 at Gate Victor 172, request pushback.
Checking other places. Okay, flight plan means
Lufthansa
it's here.
272, Frankfurt
Let's
Apron,
do this.
pushback approved. Face east.
Is there maybe
Pushback
the
and engine start approved. Face east. Lufthansa
location was
272.
incorrect on the others? The APU should be up and running now. Let's turn the bleed on. One last thing we are gonna do is we are gonna go to the secondary flight plan, copy the active, and we are gonna go into data, next page, waypoints, and we are going to program our engine out waypoint and what we are gonna do. So we are gonna call it, I'm not sure how this naming convention is done. In real world, I'm gonna call it EDF. Just one. So not this way. Let's do this. First we are gonna do Frankfurt 18. We want the Delta Foxtrot runway 18, which is our departure runway. You should have it, not in database. Okay. Correct. Does it have? Yeah, it's here. And see, the recent charts is gone already. So I have to like scroll down again. 18, yeah, there is runway 18.
Lufthansa 272, runway 18, taxi
It's
via
not giving it
November,
us.
November 14,
Echo
Lima,
Delta
November
Delta
South.
Foxtrot. Yeah,
Runway
it does
18,
give it.
taxi via November,
But that's not what I
14,
want.
Lima, November South. Lufthansa 272.
That's it. Well, we'll just do the pilot waypoints then. Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot 8, and maybe I'm remembering this wrong. Okay, that took it, and then that's not what I wanted though. We are gonna call it Echo Delta Foxtrot Emergency 1. It's based off of Echo Delta Delta Foxtrot 18. Bearing of 18, runway 18 is the heading or QDM, which is hard to see from this 176. So we will put that 25 miles.
Lufthansa cargo
Take it. It did.
8400
Store
heavy.
this.
Request pushback.
Do we have the extended center line now on our?
Lufthansa cargo 8400
See
heavy.
it.
Frankfurt apron, pushback approved.
Because I am not
South.
able to enter it to this waypoints page.
Pushback and engine start approved. Face south. Lufthansa cargo 8400 heavy.
Yeah. Let's do this. Here, fix, let's enter it as a fix. To Delta Foxtrot 18. Then the radial is gonna be 176. This should give us the extended center line. Yes, it did, right here. If we zoom out, you will see the extended center line drawn on the ND. So that's our engine out waypoint, and we are gonna program our secondary flight plan to our engine out. So here we are gonna put
Lufthansa 272.
Frankfurt
Contact Frankfurt Tower
emergency 1.
124.855.
From here,
Contact
we are
Tower
gonna hold.
124.855.
Inbound course will
Lufthansa
be the runway
272.
heading,
Have a
because
good
we are
day.
gonna fly the runway heading. So that's gonna be 1676, right turn, 1 minute lag time, perfect. And then from there, we want to return back to Frankfurt. Arrival runways according to the ADIS.
Lufthansa Cargo 8400 Heavy. Request taxi to the active.
If you remember, was 25 center. So we are gonna return to runway 25 center.
8400 Heavy. Runway 18 taxi via November
ILS
13,
25 center.
November 14 Lima, November South.
Zulu 25 center will do. Let's insert this. And let's clear this
Runway 18
discontinuity.
taxi
So that's
via
our
November
kind of
13,
secondary flight
November,
plan ready for
November
us.
14 Lima, November South.
If we
Lufthansa
need
Cargo
to
8400 Heavy.
turn back to the airport. That is done. APU is running. Let's request our pushback clearance. Said I will just use a downloaded paper checklist, so let's do that before we request the pushback clearance. Cockpit preparation is complete. Gear pins and covers are removed. Signs are on and auto. ADIRS is in nav. Fuel quantity, we have 59.7 tons on board, balanced. Takeoff data is set. V1 166, V2 16, we rotate 166 and V2 172. Here, V1 1357, I'm sorry. Windsor doors, let's see if our doors are closed. They should be. Check the doors page to be sure. Yes, they are closed and armed. Beacon can come on. To request start, thrust levers and parking brake is set. Thrust levers are set. We haven't turned off the G ground power units. Let's do that and then request clearance. Off. Frankfurt ground, Lufthansa 630 Heavy at stand B26, requesting push and start.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy. Frankfurt apron. Pushback approved. Face south.
Where we're gonna face south, which is according
Pushback
to
approved.
our
Face
current location.
Lufthansa
Let's just go to the
630 Heavy.
charts once more. We are currently parked right here. So facing south means we are going to push the tail to the left and nose to the right so that our tail faces this way. So then we can taxi out using here. And we are probably going to use Lima. And then, or maybe we'll use November. We'll see. So the chocks are removed. Pushback is requested automatically by Beyond ATC. This is not aircraft. Let's turn on the constraints here and let's turn on the airports for our co-pilot. Put the VORs on. Captain's PFD.
Lufthansa Cargo 8400 Heavy. Contact Frankfurt Tower 124.855. Have a good day.
Runway 18.
Over to tower 124.855.
Retract the distance.
Let me know when you're ready to start the push.
Heavy.
Friends, I had to restart the flight and the sim, and I'll show you a short video clip for why. And we are about to push back again. So we are waiting for the tug to connect, but you'll see a video clip very shortly of what happened that required me to start the flight. Okay, let's see if we are ready.
Lufthansa 76
Yes.
Echo. Contact Frankfurt Tower decimal
Gonna push the
855.
nose right and tail to the left.
Over
That's
to tower 124.855.
according to the
Lufthansa
charts.
76 Echo.
If I go in there, we are parked at B26, which is here, so we should push the tail to the right all the way in here and then nose to the nose to the left. So nose to the right, tail to the left. So we're pushing left. Okay, parking brakes can be released now.
Commencing push. All engines clear. Start assist.
Start master or engine start selector is the ignition start. We are gonna wait until we leave the apron area and get away from the jetways, and then we can start the engines. Okay, that's good enough. Let's start with starting engine number 2 and 1. We'll start number 2 first, wait for 10% and 3. Once it reaches 10%, we can go ahead and start engine number 1. That's 10%, engine 1 is also turned on. And we are gonna wait until we have both engines started.
Lufthansa 590 Heavy, request taxi.
2 EGT is rising, so we have light off. We have oil pressure increasing.
November south.
We have N2 rotation, and we have M1 rotation, so that's a good engine start. Same for now, engine 1, EGT, light off, oil pressure, N2 rotation, and M1 rotation. That's a good engine start for engine number 2 and 1. We are gonna wait until they both become available, and then we will continue with engine 3 and 4. 2 available, engine 1 available. We can go ahead and start engine number 2 and then engine number 4. Same thing, wait for 10% and 3. And 3 past 10%, we can go ahead and start engine number 4 also. And we will wait for the engines to start and stabilize before we do anything else. Continue with the after start checklist once the pushback is complete. Hopefully we will not see the same issue that we have seen initially once the pushback is completed. Doing? You're facing us the wrong direction. My goodness, what is this? That is completely incorrect, GSX. You're supposed to push the nose to the right, tail to the left, and it's the opposite now. God. Oh my goodness. That's what happens when you don't have GSX integration. You see that? Holy moly, whatever. Okay, we have good engine starts on the right engines too. So we can turn off the ignition, engine start master or engine start to norm. We can turn off the APU bleed and eventually turn off the APU. And then tell them to disconnect and see what happens when I do that. Are we done yet? They are not done, and they are stuck. Look at that. Great job, GSX. Great job.
Over to tower 124.855.
Yes, let's just cancel this. Then stop here. Let's set the parking brakes. The GSX is stuck, so my only option is to restart the co-ATL. Send them away. There we go. Okay. We will assume that we have pushed back correctly. Frankfurt ground, Lufthansa 630 Heavy, requesting taxi to the active runway.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy, runway 18 taxi via November 5, November South. Alright, we'll taxi to runway 18 via November 5,
South.
November South.
Right here.
Lufthansa
So that's what we are
Heavy.
going to do. So we are given November. Taxi lights can come on. Runway turn off on. Why not? We will continue after we do the after start checklist. Anti-ice is not required. ECAM status is checked. And let's do this. Let's pull the flaps to the takeoff setting. Arm the speed brakes. Inform the cabin. The TO config. Transponder TA array and auto. Predictive wind shear on. We are gonna use system 1. Weather and turbulence. Tilt 5 degrees. Scan to auto. GCS to auto. Now we should be good to go. ECAM checked, no blue. Thrust levers are idle. I'm sorry, pitch trim is set to 2.6 and rudder trim is neutral, but we will reset it regardless. One more time. And that's after start checklist completed. I like to do the flight controls here before we start taxiing. It's easier for me. So full back, center, full forward, center, full right, center, full left, center, right rudder, center, left rudder, center. Controls are free and correct. Pitch trim is verified. We're good to go. Release parking brake and off we go. Career thrust. She should start rolling. Okay, so we are doing November 5. This is a right turn. Our position. And we are following November all the way to November South. Why are we not moving? It's holding us up. Is that GSX stuff? Keep moving. Something is off, guys. Yep, it started moving now. Not that heavy. Okay. Bit weird, but so be it. We'll keep it like this. As long as we're moving, I'm fine. That's November. Take a right turn here and follow it all the way down until we reach November South. Let's turn. Okay, that's a little bit interesting. And for some reason the taxi camera is not working for me. Here, you'll see, it's all black. I'm not sure if it's related to custom scenery. Do I have to reinstall the add-on? But the taxi cam is not working. Here, not there. It doesn't work anywhere. Okay, we're rolling now. November. The big flex animation. But the wings are flexing. The engines are not moving. I guess they are not included in that wing flex animation. Can do the before takeoff checklist. We're getting close to our departure runway. I hope that aircraft is not coming here. Oh, he is. There is it. There's the mess up from beyond ATC. That aircraft is going to be right in front of us. Okay, we're good. Take it back, it's not a mess up. Keep going like this. Before takeoff checklist, let's take a look. Flight controls are checked and free. Flight instruments are checked. Briefing is done. Flap setting is confirmed. Config 1 plus F. V1 we rotate and flex temperature, so 70 flex 70. V1 166. We rotate 166. V2 172. ATC is set. ECAM memo no blue. Cabin crew is advised. Lights are on. Well, we'll just do that after we are at the runway and request the clearance. So that's down to the line. We'll do the below the line once we are at the threshold. So far so good. To take that slight left ahead of us.
All aircraft be advised information Lima now current. QNH1016.
Is going on? Slightly take this, should be easy enough for us. It's not. Oh, there's another aircraft coming. Are we gonna wait for him to clear and park somewhere over here at the ramp, or is he coming towards us? Oh, no. Okay, he's coming towards us, so we are gonna take this left turn, steer away from that aircraft. He did not. He was. Why is ATC not telling us to like give way or hold position or anything like that? I was about to make a left turn to stay clear of that aircraft, which was not necessary. Keep going. The things that we need to deal with for the sake of our hobby. Try to do it as close to real life as possible. At least we're back on track, and hopefully there won't be another aircraft. Should be heading towards November south if we follow here. There's another one. So what are we gonna do? ATC, tell me what to do. What is this guy doing? I have to like go through him. There is no other option. Ignore this, guys. We know these things do happen in the sim. There. left one is November South, so we are gonna take November South. This slightly just to make sure the aircraft lines up with the taxiway properly.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy. Contact Frankfurt Tower 124.855.
It should be right in front of us.
Over to Tower 124.855. Lufthansa 630 Heavy.
Short here, we are shortly. It's our departure clearance. Stop here. Let's request departure.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy. Ready for departure. Runway 18.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy, Frankfurt. Wind variable. Runway 18 clear for takeoff.
Cleared for takeoff. Strap is coming
Runway
on.
18
Nose wheel to
cleared for
takeoff.
Lufthansa
And we'll
630
quickly do the
Heavy.
checklist below the line, and we'll be on our way. Before takeoff, checklist below the line. Cabin crew advised, lights are on, engine mode selector is in norm, packs should be off according to our performance calculation, so let's do that. Packs are off, and weather radar and transponder set. Okay, let's do a rolling takeoff. Immediate left turn right after takeoff,
Approaching.
according to what I'm seeing on the ND. Departure runway. And another thing I have experienced multiple times is the FMA. When you push the throttles to MCT, it should say flex whatever SRS runway auto thrust, but it doesn't do that. So let's increase the throttles and let the engine stabilize and take off. MFlex 70 SRS, it says climb, but the throttles are not in the climb detent, they are in the MCT detent, so I'm not sure what is the issue here. So many issues with this aircraft, so many. Okay. Nuts. To V1. 8. Off we go. Positive brakes, the gears coming up, and we are gonna follow the flight director for that right turn that we have right in front of us. I'm sorry, left turn.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy. Contact
Our
on
co-pilot can handle the
13413.
communications.
Contact long and radar 136.13. Lufthansa 630 Heavy. Long and radar, Lufthansa 630 Heavy. Good day, 1,400 feet.
Lufthansa 630
Just to
Heavy.
climb.
Long and radar identified. Climb to flight level 180.
We are given 180.
Climb to flight level 180. Lufthansa 630 Heavy.
Left, and let's follow the flight director. Okay. Looks like we are good. Coming up to our clean flap speed. Light left turn again. clean speed is there, flaps up. That we can bring and disarm the speed brakes. It's like we have pegs can come on now, we are up in the air. Can finally go up autopilot 1. We are about to pass the transition altitude, so let's prepare to go standard on the altimeters. We will continue after takeoff check. We will continue with after takeoff checklist. Altimeters to standard 3, and after takeoff checklist. Landing gear is up. Flaps are retracted. We have ice detected, so let's go wing, engine 1, 2, 3, 4, and probe heat. Anti-ice systems are on. PEX, APU, PEX are on, APU is off. Baro ref is set to standard. After takeoff checklist complete. Let's go range 40 now. Well, we're waiting to cross 10,000 now. Once that happens, we will turn off the lights and release the passengers. That will be it until we reach the cruise level and get ready for our descents once we get to our top of descent. I'll keep you guys until we reach cruise, and then we will either do a time lapse or I'll bring you guys back when we are ready to do the descent. Past 9,000. Can already turn off the nose wheel light and runway turn off lights. Let me see. 9,700, 98, 99, 10,000, landing lights off. Signs to off but auto. Okay, I don't think we still have ice. We are beyond above the clouds, so we can turn off the anti-ice systems. Good to go. Okay guys, I'll do a time lapse until cruise, and then I'll bring you guys back when we are at the top of descent.
Norman radar 127.6. Have a good day.
Center on 127.6. Lufthansa 630 Heavy. Bye-bye.
ALM 1870, contact Norman radar 118.75. Center on 118.75, ALM 1870. Have a good day. Lufthansa 1 Alpha Echo, Square 1 X-Ray, runway 27 left. Report ready for descent.
Sierra 1 X-Ray, runway 27 left. Ready for descent. Lufthansa 1 Alpha Echo.
Lufthansa 1 Alpha Echo, descend to flight level 190.
Descend to flight level 190. Lufthansa 1 Alpha Echo.
Telemetry 5 Alpha Echo, contact Norman radar 127.2.
Right, we are trying to get into this frequency and announce on frequency to request further clearance. It is very busy, so we are waiting to request that.
Ryanair 5 Bravo X-Ray, contact Aerosoft 134.105. Contact tower
Let's see here if we can get in there. We leveled off at 18,000 and we need to keep climbing to our clearance level.
Austrian 454, contact news radar 120.65. Contact news radar 120.65, Austrian 454, bye-bye.
Final
Long
our turn.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy. Flight level 180.
Lufthansa 03 Charlie, contact Norman radar 127.
My goodness.
Contact Norman radar 127.28. Lufthansa 03 Charlie.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy, Norman radar.
Finally.
Contact, climb to flight level 370.
Climb to flight level 370.
There we go. We're gonna keep
Lufthansa
climbing,
630
and
Heavy.
as I said, I'll do the time lapse and bring you guys back when we are ready to descend.
Contact wind control 128.3. Have a good day.
Okay, welcome back friends. We are nearing our top of descent. We got to do a couple things. Let's go to the next phase and set our approach. We need to listen to the ADIS for that. I hope we can receive that. The ADIS frequency for Dubai is 131,700 and we will use our co-pilot's radio stack at 131,700. Formation echo. There is no wind information in ADIS, so let's tune out. And I'll take a look at the METAR information. No METAR available, so we are gonna there is no QNH information. That's weird. Oh, that's probably maybe because of what's happening in the world right now. So we are gonna use standard pressure in that case, and we can also ask the sim. Oh, what did I do? That was not the intention. Kinds of things happening. Okay. Alright, we'll figure it out. We will figure it out. Let's call for ready for descent.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy, approaching our top of descent. Ready for lower.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy, Viotek for Delta, runway 30 left, descent to 1,000 feet.
Viotek 4 Delta, runway 30 left, descend to 2,000 feet. Lufthansa 630 Heavy.
That is what we programmed into our MAC2. 30 left with the same arrival, so that's good. And we started to descend. So we will catch up to the vertical profile, keep descending like this, and bring you guys back when we are passing below 10,000. And there is no QNH information, so we'll use the standard 1013. Let's fill this out. 013. Temperature. There is no temperature information either, right? Let's just do it by guessing. I did not select a good destination by the looks of it, so winds will be 080. Decision height for the ILS 230 left is 160. Okay. I will descend like this and bring you guys back, or do a time lapse and bring you guys back when we are ready to cross below 10,000. Okay friends, we are at 11,000 and nearing to cross 10,000 feet and below. And we'll keep going like this. ATC is giving us instructions, so we'll wait for them to clear us below 10,000. Take it from there.
Vision Air 966. Contact view by approach 124.675.
Contact you by approach 124.675 EDDF 960.
Arabia 131. Contact view by approach 124.675.
I think that's the airport in the distance. We still need to get down. Profile altitude is 2,000.
Enter on 123.9 Bravo Jersey. Emirates 37 Victor Super, descend to 10,000 feet. Descend to 10,000 feet, Emirates 37 Victor Super.
The airport should be on our right, which is this guy here, so that's the airport. We are waiting for ATC to give us clearance below 10,000. It's like very busy on the frequency.
Line of 213, contact view by approach 124.675.
Right.
Contact view by approach 124.675 with line of
Like it's gonna be a while before we hear back from the ATC.
Radio 167, you are radar, radar contact.
Aircraft over there.
UA Radar, Arabia Deep 790, descending via Gunby 4 Kilo, flight level 101.
Arabia Egypt 790, you are radar, radar contact.
Right. What about us?
Moonlight 310 heavy, contact view by approach 124.675.
We are about, oh, there's an 8,000 and plus restriction, I believe, over there.
Approach 124.675. Moonraker 310 heavy.
Let's see closer. Yep, 8,000 above, so we are there, and now we need to get below 7,000. We should receive that clearance very shortly.
Lessons to 630 heavy, descend to 7,000 feet.
Close descent to 7,000 is given.
Descend to 7,000 feet. Lufthansa 630 heavy.
250 knots.
Lessons to 630 heavy,
Passed below
contact
10,000.
view by approach
So landing lights, runway
124.675.
turn-off lights.
Contact
Continue
due by
monitoring.
approach 124.675. Lufthansa 630
We are handed off to the
heavy.
approach.
Dubai, Lufthansa 630 heavy. Good evening. 9,400 feet with the numbers.
Welcome to 630 heavy Dubai approach. Expect the IELTS runway 30 left with the older transition.
That's what we have in the MCDU, so we're good.
Expect the ILS runway 30 left with the Ulda transition. Lufthansa 630 heavy.
Been good so far.
Cargo 242, cleared direct Hilda, cross Hilda at or above.
We need to be cleared down to 2,000 after this,
30 left.
is what I'm guessing, because there are no other restrictions
Cross Hilda at or above
as far as I know.
3,439 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 left. Aviation Targo 242.
Additional restrictions here, that's the 7,000, and then it should be 2,000. Yes. Okay. Looking good. should clear us to 2000 after this waypoint. Delta Bravo 532, yeah. We should see them contacting to clear us below 7,000. More like there it is.
Descend to 2,400 feet. Lufthansa 630 Heavy.
Descending down to 2,400. Eventually, well, the aircraft is going to manage that for us. We're not gonna worry about it.
Dubai, Emirates 37 Victor Super, good evening, in 9,900 feet, you have Echo on board.
Emirates 37 Victor Super 2 by approach. Expect the IELTS runway 30 left with the Ultimate transition.
Expect the ILS runway 30 left to the Alder transition.
Like there are some aircraft behind us too. So
Emirates 37 Victor Super, descend to 7,000 feet.
yep, there's an A380 behind
Descend to
us.
7,000 feet, Emirates 37 Victor Super.
We will wait a little bit more and then probably activate the approach after this turn right here. It's enough time to introduce flaps and get prepared for our profile altitude and the glide slope. Gonna be a while. It's okay. Let's take a look at the chart in the meantime. Approach. LS30 left. Not getting the chart. That's the other thing. This thing is so sluggish that it doesn't load instantly. There we go. It's 30 left. 3,000 feet, not too well. Oh, that's really right. You did this.
Climb to flight level 190. Climb to flight level 190. Saudi 561 heavy.
Yep, super slow. What? Yeah, the charts are not loading, guys. For some reason, this EFP got stuck. So that's. Oh my god. Oh my goodness. A lot of issues with this aircraft. So, if you haven't bought this, I highly advise that you wait a little bit. There's. Yep, the EFP is frozen.
Emirates 37 Victor Super, descend to 2,400 feet.
Descend to 2,400 feet, Emirates 37 Victor Super.
Still not there.
Aviation Cargo 242, contacting by tower 119.55. Contact tower 119.55.
I don't know what to say, guys. I don't know what to say.
Have a good evening.
Yes.
Dubai, stay Dubai 648, 9,600 feet with information at show. By 648 Dubai approach. Good evening. Expect the IELTS runway 30 left with the OLED transition.
We started descending down to 2000, making this turn, and we will activate the approach phase.
Stay by 648, descend to 7,000 feet. Descend to 7,000 feet.
Complete the turn. Again, the chart application is frozen or not bringing anything. Thanks for that also. We're coming around. Let's do this. Approach phase is activated. Landing speed is 145. We are aiming for landing speed plus 5, I guess. Anyway. We are below 250. Flaps 1. We have 185 knot restriction right here, so the aircraft should slow down to 185. Change the range. Activate the localizer. Localizer captured. Wait for the glide slope a little bit. There yet.
Marine Air 951 Haley, cleared direct over, cross over or above 2,439 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 left. Cleared direct over.
We can turn on the landing system now.
39 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 left. Marine Air 951.
And for you too. And let's monitor. Localizer is captured. Glide slope is not there yet. We will see the glide slope very shortly. It's visual, seen. Seatbelt signs are on.
Taken by 648, descend to 2,400 feet.
Let's make this
Descend to 2,400
on
feet.
for all the signs.
648. Listen to 630 Healy, cleared direct over, cross over at or above 2,439 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 left.
Okay, we're cleared for the ILS.
Cleared direct Aldit. Cross Aldit at or above 2,439 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 left. Lufthansa 630 heavy.
Airline 510 Healy, contact you at Ryder 124.85.
Center on 124.85. American 510 Heavy. Have a good evening.
It should clear us down to 2,000 very shortly. There's an absolute restriction right there. 1,000 feet to lose. Let's see if they are going to contact once we clear this waypoint.
2,439 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 left.
That's a very precise instruction, 2,439.
2,439 feet. Cleared ILS runway 30 left. Get 015. Marine Air 951 TV, and taxi by tower
Okay.
119.55.
We're coming down, but we're not coming down to 2,000. We should.
Marine Air 951.
Give us lower altitude. Well, as long as they are okay, I'm not worried about that restriction. So the ATC supersedes the restriction on the charts. We are cleared for the ILS, so I'm gonna go down to the profile altitude. I'm not gonna ask for ATC or wait for ATC to clear us.
Cleared direct Ola, cross Ola or above 2,439 feet. Clear dials runway 30 left.
As long as we are cleared for the ILS, I think I'm okay with using the profile altitude. Okay, we can do flaps 2 now. We're getting close.
And taxi flight tower 119.55.
Contact tower 119.55. Lufthansa 630 Heavy.
Spoilers are armed.
Dubai Tower, Lufthansa 630 Heavy. ILS runway 30 left.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy, Dubai Tower, continue.
Roger, Lufthansa 630
Still
Heavy.
alive. Wheels coming down. Flaps 3. Flaps 4. Let's inform the cabin. Ready to land. Wheel to taxi. May turn off on. Looking good. We'll take control. We forgot to engage the approach mode, so we will take his back. We will catch up to the profile. Kept it on the localizer. I forgot to engage the approach mode, and that's why we did not capture the glide slope. But we'll be okay.
951 Heavy, exit next available taxiway.
It's coming. Let's pitch the nose up a little bit. We don't want to go below the profile too fast.
Jet 015, ILS runway 30 left.
Let's keep this. Good, we will get back on profile.
Dubai Tower, continue.
Roger, Jet 015.
Bit, so let's correct for that.
951 Heavy, monitor ground 121.65.
Ground 121.65. Relay 951 taxi.
Approaching 30
Looking
left.
good.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy, runway 30 left, cleared to land.
500.
Perfect.
Runway 30 left cleared to land. Lufthansa 630 Heavy.
400. 300. 100 above. 200. Minimum.
Continue.
100. 50. 40. 30.
Levels.
20. Retard. 10. 5.
It's coming down. Compressors engaged. And we are gonna do manual braking.
Atari 8 Quebec Heavy, Dubai Tower.
Braking.
Roger, Atari 8 Quebec Heavy.
Disengaged.
1,500
Take this exit.
meters remaining.
Lufthansa 630 Heavy, exit next available taxiway.
It's taxiway.
Exit next available taxiway. Lufthansa 630 Heavy. Dubai Tower,
in.
Moonraker 310
Speed
heavy.
brakes are in.
ALS runway 30 left.
Moonraker 310 heavy to Dubai Tower, continue.
Roger, Moonraker 310 heavy.
Up to Dubai. Stop here momentarily, clean the aircraft, and then request taxi to the gate.
Jet 015, runway 30 left, cleared to land.
Stop here.
Runway 30 left, clear to land. Jet 015.
This can come off. Strobes back to auto. APU master on. Start the APU.
Ground 121.65. Lufthansa 630 heavy.
Taxi to parking.
Lufthansa 630 heavy. Request taxi to allocated gate.
Lufthansa 630 heavy. Gate Foxtrot 27 taxi via Kilo 8, Kilo, Whiskey, Zulu.
I am able to see the charts, so
Gate Foxtrot 27 via Kilo 8, Kilo, Whiskey, Zulu.
I will use the charts on
Lufthansa
my
630
Navigraph
heavy.
app right in front of myself and taxi us to the assigned gate, which is going to be a straight up left turn from here. View is online, and we are gonna do right turn into that taxiway. It's Kilo.
015, ramp Echo 44 left taxi via Mike 15 Bravo, Mike 15 Alpha, November 12, November, Papa 9er, Papa.
Ramp Echo 44 left via Mike 15 Bravo, Mike 15 Alpha, November 12, November, Papa 9er, Papa, get jet 015.
The right left turn.
Pakistan 212, taxi for departure.
Whiskey. That's what they gave us, right? Whiskey and then Zulu.
Lima 1, Kilo, Kilo 6, Mike 10
Whiskey.
Bravo, Mike 13 Alpha.
Runway 30 right taxi via Lima, Lima 1 Kilo, Kilo 6, Mike 10 Bravo, Mike 13 Alpha, Pakistan 212.
This looks like our gate. Is it? Is the gate number F27? Gate. Yeah, this is it. F27 right there. Surely we'll get back on the correct position.
Category 8 Quebec Heavy, Gate Golf 22 taxi via Kilo 10, Kilo. Gate Golf 22 via Kilo 10, Kilo, Category 8 Quebec Heavy.
Like the VDGS is not working. We are gonna guesstimate. Stop. Okay, just about here. Sounds good to me. Let's see. And we can go a little bit further. Stop here. Set the parking brakes on. parking brakes set, and APU is running, APU bleed is on, and we can turn off the engines now and shut them down. Okay. Beacon light off, strobe off, taxi lights off. Here we go. Now we can go ahead and services, external power A, B, and chucks on. Can engage the external power A and B on. You can tell GSX to deboard the aircraft.
Linus 213, Ram Charlie
It's not gonna work. There's, see, it's not connecting to the right gate, right door. Should be this one, not that. So be it, we'll close that one. Alright guys, thanks for watching and being with me today. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. This is a kind of what you should expect from the Aerosoft Toliss A340-600. In my opinion, it requires some tweaking, some optimization, and performance is terrible, I'm telling you. Look, this choppiness, oh my god. Okay, I'm not gonna stress with that, but if you see these frames are tanking right now, but let's leave it at this, and I'll see you guys in the next video.